pled guilty to stabbing more than a dozen people in a rampage at a Houston college will spend more than 4 decades behind bars.
Now, nearly 3 years after the stabbing spree, his victims are speaking out, including a current Texas A&M student who saw surveillance video of the attack for the very first time today.
The only permanent damage I have is just not having the ability to feel my ring finger. He cut a nerve when he stabbed me in my hand.
Texas A&M student Sioma Gureta takes us back to the chilling moments nearly 3 years ago when she was attacked by Dylan Quick, the now 23-year-old Houston man who wounded more than a dozen people in a mass stabbing spree on a Houston college campus in 2013.
At the time, I thought he was poking me really hard. I guess it didn't really register what had happened until I looked down at my hand and I realized there was blood on my hand, and then I started to feel the trickling down my neck.
Today was Siomi's first time watching recently released surveillance video of the assault. Quick, the attacker you see here, just 20 years old at the time, stabbed Siomi at least 3 times. While the victim wasn't sure what was happening at the time of the attack, she later found out she was the 10th victim.
I felt violated, it's a hard emotion to explain, but it almost made me a little bit angry.
Today, the man who just a few years ago told police he fantasized about stabbing people since he was 8 years old, well, that same man wept in a Houston courtroom as a judge handed down his 48-year sentence.
I'm a little bit upset about his sentence. I wish it would have been a little bit longer, just for the fact that if he gets out on good behavior and gets out like in 20 years, I just don't think that's a long enough time. I still think he could possibly be a threat to the community.
And while she isn't thrilled about the sentencing, the current Aggie has a few words of advice for her attacker.
I definitely think it was a lose situation for him. I wish he could have, instead of stabbing everybody else, maybe reached out to somebody and talked about his problems or found help, or, for whatever reason.
The current Texas A&M student does have a few words for Dylan Quick. She hopes he thinks long and hard about the mistakes and lives he's changed.